everyone, and welcome to Charismata 365. Charismata 365 is where we flow in our grace gifts. It is also the space where ministry and business thrive. And so, in celebration of Women's History Month, we have a great panelist coming before you today. These are women in business who are thriving in their own individual rights. And I am so honored to have each and every one of them on this evening. And so this is a space and a place where we can come together, where we can talk, where we can learn and we grow and we lift one another up together. And so individually and collectively, we are what we are supposed to be doing and flowing in the gifts that God has provided for us to have. And so without further ado on this evening, we thank you for coming, and I'm getting ready to introduce our panel for the evening, and we're going to get started. And so right now we are bringing to the spotlight Miss Rita Barr, Today's Nutrition. We have Coach Kim with K3 Health. We have Tanya Sutherland, Southern Style Elegance and Catering and Design. We have Mary Sutton, The Sweet Spot by Gina. And we have Sabrina Wingo, Taste of the Triad. These are some phenomenal ladies who are going to answer some questions for us. They're going to tell us all about their business, how they got started, what they endure, and what we can take from them. And then what I need each and every one of you to do, I need you to patronize these ladies' business, because these women are handling their business, and we need to celebrate and applaud them because they are doing great things in our communities. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go around and we're going to have each of the ladies talk about, they're going to give us their name, their business name, their business mission. So what do these ladies do? What do they bring to our communities, and how do they feed our bodies? Because tonight is businesses that feed the body. And so first, we're going to have Miss Rita Barr, who is going to come. So Miss Rita, could you please introduce yourself, give your business name and your business mission?
Hello, I'm Rita Barr, and I am the owner of Today's Nutrition. The mission at Today's Nutrition is to provide a healthy environment for the community while promoting physical, mental, and spiritual wellness, as well as a safe social environment. Our goal is to promote less stress and more energy by enriching individuals in our community.
Thank you so much, Miss Rita. Coach Kim, can you tell us your name, your business name, and your business mission?
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. It is so nice to be with everyone. I am Coach Kim Mack, and I am the owner and chief coach of Kix Cooks and Koinonia. And the mission of Kix Cooks and Koinonia, affectionately known as K3 Health, is the Kix is for our physical health, the focus on our physical health. The Cooks is the focus on our nutrition and the way we eat. And the next K is Koinonia, which is our spiritual health, ensuring that we are healthy spiritually. So those are our three focus mission objectives at K3 Health. And thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. Thank you. And Tanya Sutherland.
Good afternoon. My name is Tanya Sutherland. I'm the owner, chef, and operator of Southern Style Elegance. We're located here in High Point, North Carolina. We try to serve the Triad area. My mission is to live and work with the intention of exceeding my best with every job or opportunity, and to work with a good ethnic and passion for catering and provide quality service in everything that we do.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Mary Sutton, tell us about your business name and your business mission.
Hi, I'm Mary Sutton. I'm the owner, operator of The Sweet Spot by Gina. And one may ask, okay, your name is Mary, why is it called by Gina? Well, my middle name is Eugenia, and family and friends all my life been calling me Gina. And so this is what most of what everybody calls me by, and that's why I use Gina. Well, my mission, um, I to decorate, beautificate, debate. I love baking, and I have quality. My cakes are not only just beautiful, but they're delicious. And while I'm called a sweet spot, because over the years, not only do I do cakes, but I do all kind of sweets. Anything, fruits, I dip everything. And so it expanded from doing cakes to, doing other sweet goods. And my mission is just, just to taste delicious and to be able to celebrate all occasion that you may have.
Great, thank you so much. And Sabrina Wingo, so your business name and your business mission.
Good evening, everyone. It is wonderful to be here. My name is Sabrina Wingo, and I am the proud owner of Taste of the Triad, Southern Cuisine Restaurant in Ogburn Station here in Winston-Salem. And our mission and our goal is to provide delicious, healthier soul food options, but to also be a part of the community. We provide jobs, second chance job opportunities for people that may not get a culinary job at a five-star restaurant. So here we have a cafeteria line. It's a throwback, but we offer dine-in, we cater, and we partner with churches, school nutritional programs, and college and universities as well, just to make sure that we have a stamp and a footprint in the triad. And I'm very excited to be here today.
Great, and we are excited to have you. So thank you so very much. So thank you, ladies, because I know this is a phenomenal group. So again, this panel consists of businesses that feed the body. And we all need food, don't we? And good exercise. And so the next question that I'm going to ask you, what made you decide to start a business? Who would like to start? So Miss Rita, would you like to start?
Yes. Concerning what made me decide to start a business, first of all, I wanted to be able to set my own schedule. And so I had to search deep to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. And then I learned as a business owner, you're not really always in control of your schedule, especially when you open yourself up to the community and other people. However, I do love it. I enjoy what I do. And the other reason why I chose Today's Nutrition is because I always love health and wellness. I've always been curious about it and wanted to learn more about myself and my body, and then wanting to share with the community and spread those things that I've learned concerning health and wellness, and to promote that and share with the community.
Perfect, thank you.
And I think for me, I've always, as Sister Rita just said, I've always had an interest in working out. I worked out for years and years and years by myself at home at night. I mean, I did Billy Blanks and walk away to pounds. I did it all. And so I just really got committed. And then I started understanding how important it was for the nutrition to be a part of the physical working out. Because you can't really out exercise a bad diet, but exercise will forgive a multitude of sins. So you can kind of make them both work for you. And so it really was from my interest, my passion, and people, my family and friends knew that I just had this gift of and this interest and commitment, but it's really not a gift until you give it away. And so I needed to find a way to share it. And so that's what really finally had me to make the final decision. I was really going to start a business. I'm completely virtual. So I wanted to do something that was as easy for people. You don't have to get in your car and drive anywhere. We get on Zoom and we're here and we make it happen. And so it was my interest, my passion, my family, And I wanted to be a part of changing the narrative in our communities as it pertains to our health. I wanted to do my part in helping with that narrative and really helping people find their most healthy self, whatever that looks like for them. I wanted to help with that.
Great, thank you so much.
I think for me, the culinary and food was not my first love. So I actually had a cleaning business before I started cooking. And I was about 23 years old, and there was lack in my house. And I had 3 small children, a single mom. I needed extra income. And so I loved to clean, and people thought I did it well. So I actually started cleaning houses, and I went from 5 houses to having 35 houses. And I remember I worked from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at one place so that I could have my children in daycare. So I would have to pay extra daycare. So I took on extra hours in the daycare. After that, I started cleaning houses on the weekends, on Saturday for extra money. And I remember clear, I was like, I picked up a couple more houses, and I no longer could work from Monday through Friday because I had so many houses on the weekend. I wanted to make extra money. So I started cleaning business. My pastor was the first, J.C. Grant, gave me a card, made me a business card. First business card, he was an accountant, our pastor was. And I started cleaning houses, went from 5 to 35. And then I actually stopped working my full-time job because I asked the pastor, I said, can I have Fridays off? I worked at a Grace Church in High Point. I said, can I have Fridays off? Because my cleaning business has grown, and I, need to work that. And so he said, he asked me how much money did I make in a week? And I said, $400 I make a week. He said, we're gonna pray that you make on Saturdays, Fridays, and Saturdays what you would make here in a week so you can come off this job. And he prayed with me, and I'm telling you, I wrote everything down on the mirror because the pastor had told me to write your vision and make it plain. He said, put it on the mirror. As often as you see yourself, you'll see your dreams. I wrote down 5 things within a year. I came off my job, and I was working full-time in my own business, cleaning houses. And then when I went from cleaning houses, I love to cook. So when that, I sold my part of my business to someone else, and I started cooking. And I just always had a passion for wanting to do for myself and be in business for myself and be an entrepreneur. It's just always been in my heart, and I've always been driven to do it. Even when I work for other companies, I always told myself I work for that company like I work for myself, and that's the thing that just keeps driving me to just keep doing it. Even when it gets really, 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 really hard, I just keep driving, I keep doing it because I'm just passionate about it. I just want to do for myself, this old saying, God bless the child as God is own. That's just so important to me.
Yes. I think as for me, the business, I guess, chose me. I enjoyed baking, and at the time I was married, and I took a home study course at this time. In my first year, I had my first baby, and she was I guess 2-3 months old, and she slept all day. And so while I was pregnant with her, I found I don't know if you ladies ever heard of a Wilton, and I bought a Wilton book, and at that time they let you take a home study class, doing cakes. And so that's what I did while she slept. I was teaching myself how to do cakes. And then after a while, people found out I did cakes and want to know, oh, wow, you're good. How much you charge to make a birthday cake? Do you do wedding cakes? So it chose me. And then I just totally fell in love with it. I bake when I'm happy. I bake when I'm sad. It's like therapy. And so it chose me. And I've been at it over 30 years now. I'm still doing it at home, but my goal is to get my outside kitchen but it chose me, and I love it.
Great, thank you so much. That's good. It shows you. I like that. So we fall into our purpose and our destiny sometimes, don't we? It chooses us. Okay. Let's see.
And I will concur with Mary. This business actually chose me as well. I was born and raised in Winston-Salem, but I left in '85, and I lived in Texas and Michigan for 30 plus years. And the history, this was Bell Brothers. Bell Brothers was here for 46 years. And if we actually go back to that history, African Americans were not even allowed to dine in at Bell Brothers for the first 5 years. And to say fast forward, to be an African American woman to own the restaurant, is something that's very special. But what brought me back, my aunt, this was called Malone's for a very small period after Bell Brothers. And she was only open for 7 months, but it took her 4 years to get the restaurant open. And after she closed, I literally looked at the books and looked at the numbers. I was in corporate America in Michigan selling hardware and software. So I was in the people business. And I just decided I didn't want her 4 years of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and all of the things that were shown in the papers to be the legacy of this restaurant. So I took a leap of faith and I actually commuted for 2.5 years. And what saved us in the beginning was catering. We won a contract with Carter G. Woodson, but my background of project management through corporate America is how I was able to assemble a team, because I was used to working with a group of people. And Irvin Williams, I just give a huge shout out to him. He helped me find a team, but then I had to work with the team. We kept some, we lost a few. We had to build recipes. My mother, just like many of our mothers, we all grew up around the kitchen and we all had some recipes. So I literally took people that had been in the system many times, didn't have a job, but we built a family. My main chef and my manager have been with me from day one, and it will be 5 years in May. So I commuted 2.5 years. Catering saved me, but this was all financed from my investments in the corporate America world. I was not able to go, and I didn't even try to get a loan. I just took a leap of faith. And it's just so amazing when you believe and when you build a team around you that will believe in what you're doing, because I believed in them. And that's how we will make 5 years. And we never closed during the pandemic. So it found me, but is the best thing that I've ever done in my life.
Great. Well, congratulations, ladies. And thank you for walking in the purpose that you have been called to. The businesses that found you, something that had been buried inside of you for a while. And then when the time came, it all came forth. So thank you for listening to your spirits, because that's why you are so successful in blazing trails today. So let's talk about the barriers to entry. You know, Sabrina just talked about, she did not get a loan. She didn't even try. I know lots of people, with me having a financial background, I'm accustomed to the entry barrier for most people being money, but I'm learning in this process that that's not everybody's story. So please share with me your stories in the entry barriers into getting into your business.
I guess I'll start. I think the biggest barrier, I would say, is probably going to be the knowledge, all the steps that it takes to just the thought of the business, and then the different things that you need, especially when it comes down to food and catering. It's just so much you have to know. And with the different trends and different things changing, you know, as far as the health codes and different things like that, all those things are so many things that you had to know. The one thing that did help me was that I went to GTCC, so I'm a culinary graduate from Guilford Tech. That did kind of give me some of the insight, but as far as like literally starting the business process, it was just working with people who knew stuff, asking questions, lots of no's and lots of no, that's not gonna work. Dealing with the banks, learning how to write proposals, specification sheets, learning how to actually learn how to cost things out so that you can learn how to make a profit from what you are wanting to do and what you're producing. When I was in college, I always thought, you know, you got to go up to math like 120 something. I'm thinking to myself, I ain't never gonna use this. All I need to know how to do is add and subtract, honey. When they started saying bank, finances, add this, you gotta double this recipe by 100. You know, your personal finances, got to keep the business separate from the personal finance and all this kind of stuff. It was just the information, the knowledge, and having that wisdom to be able to, you know, incorporate all that into your everyday, you know, finances, your life, and just, you know, really just creating balance and structure financially and just knowing the knowledge of everything behind starting a business. It wasn't just easy going out here selling cookies and just saying, okay, I'm gonna take 25 cents. You got, you know, you might not make a 2 cents from the cookie. You know, you got to figure out how you're gonna, you know, keep it going, keep it moving. You know, so that was the biggest thing for me, is learning the finance piece and learning the structure of a good, successful business. And interpersonal communication was huge. I didn't think it was going to be worth the money I spent for the class, but now I wish I could retake it. So those are things for me that were very, just knowledge, business knowledge.
Yeah. Knowledge is power, isn't it?
Yes, and more you know, I mean, listen to somebody. If somebody already done it, don't reinvent the wheel. It's not necessary. If they successful at it and they can help you, I tell the people, the young people that I work with all the time, I'm still paying for my college education. I'm trying to give you some knowledge, give you this for free. Take it. You know what I'm saying? Just take it. It's free.
That's great advice. Thank you so much for sharing that, because we all need to hear that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think for me, it was just the fear of having no idea how to really do this. I knew I had the passion, and I knew it was the right time in my life to share the gift, but just not really knowing which certifications do I need to get, and from which organization should I get it from, and how do I put a program together, and what structure should it be, what days of the week, what times of day, how should I do all of that? And then you have all these big box gyms, you know, the Goals gyms and the Planet Fitness, and will I have anybody that would want to do it all virtually all the time? So it was all of that unknown and that uncertainty that really was the piece that I had to work through from the beginning, and decide how am I going to fit in this huge world of health and fitness. And so, but I think as long as you stay focused on your uniqueness, if you stay focused on what is it that you bring to people, what is it that you can offer, and give of yourself in the process of whatever your business is, I think that's how you can find your way. But as the sister just shared, you do have to understand all those business sides. I was fortunate because I am virtual. My overhead is not like, you know, the brick and mortar and all of those things that you have to take in consideration. And equipment that I needed to buy, you have to have, accounting, you have to do websites, you have to understand it. You may need some help with social media and branding and all of that. So you always will have some level of expenses. And so just understanding what that all means can be pretty interesting from at the start. But it was just so interesting, and it was so I learned so much, and I'm just so grateful for the experience so far.
Thank you.
I guess with me, with doing case, my barrier, you have to know your worth. And sometimes with me, the challenge of knowing what to charge people. And because some of these cakes, it can take hours, and it challenges, you don't want to overcharge, but don't want to cheat yourself either. And you're dealing with people, you charge that much to do this, but people don't understand, again, it depends on what design you want. It can take hours. And so when I learned through this business that you got to know your worth and the man hours that you spent. I have done a cake where a couple times where it took me, I worked through the night, all night. And people don't realize, how much work and how much time it's taking away from your family, to give them this product that they want and this creation. And so with me, my barriers, it would definitely be, how to charge people. And you have to learn your worth.
Okay, great, absolutely, because we're all valuable. Everyone
Mhm.
here is valuable, your time is valuable, and then the overhead in getting into the business. And I used to do a lot of cake decorating. The equipment can be very expensive as well. The products that it takes to create that
Mhm.
creation that you want, because sometimes you have to buy one bottle for 1 or 2 drops to create the color you want. And
Mhm.
so those are some other things that I'm sure that you experience, because I've had to experience that. So I understand exactly what you're saying.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. Let's see, Sabrina, did you go? You and Miss Rita haven't answered the question yet.
Okay, I'll answer, Kim. I'm sorry. Yes. Dr. Outlaw. For me, one of my biggest barriers were marketing and trying to figure out how to get the word out and letting people know that I was available and let them know about my product, and also technology and being able to use the technology to benefit the business. And another one too is for me being single and just feeling like sometimes lots of times I didn't have anybody to bounce things off to, and just like something as simple as finding a plumber, somebody to build out a sink for me, somebody to build a bar for me. I was able to find resources, but just being able to have, those things in order. Lots of times I felt like I was on my own, although I knew God was there. And I had to keep reminding myself, through this process that it's ministry for me. And that's what kept me going.
All right. And one thing I can say, Kim, you said it best. When you have passion, there are so many different things that will happen. Because when I think about, if you would have told me I would own a restaurant 7 years ago, I would say, no way, no how. If you would say I was coming back to Winston-Salem. And some of the barriers for me was being an outsider coming back. It was almost like I moved to a different state because I'd been gone for over 30 years. Building relationships, building a team, building structure. But it was something about the passion that I had that when I started to meet people, whether it was boss lady from the radio station and the chef that actually helped me find the team and understanding the math, catering, boy, did I learn some lessons. I had a few people take advantage of me, but when I started understanding what the bulk cooking meant, because everybody will walk in and say, oh, I can cook, or my mother can cook. But when you cook in bulk and you're feeding hundreds of people, At one time, catering, we were doing 1,400 plates a day. So to have a team, build structure, build trust, and the slow and steady, that's been my mantra. I always tell my team, customer service, consistency, and great food. That's our mantra, but we don't scream and we don't go out and do a lot of commercials. We've just allowed people to find us. And something else we incorporated, I had artists throughout the triad come, and we have murals, we have original art pieces throughout the restaurant. So that was another piece of community and an outreach to bring in a younger generation, because if you remember Bell Brothers, you know, that was 30 or 40 years ago. So how do you turn the taste of the triad into a destination? Because there's no restaurants around me. There's nothing attractive that brings you down my street. You would just pass me. So we've had to incorporate the love, the structure, and it all comes from passion to make this place a destination where people want to come here to eat.
Right. Thank you, ladies. I think that, you know, each of you have really crossed the barriers that you needed to get where you need to be. And so next, my question would be, if you had to speak to your 18 or 20-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Can I go first?
Sure.
I think Chef talked about this when you invited me on. I would tell my 18-year-old self to like the scripture in the Bible say, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And that's what I would tell myself, because I grew up with a lot of fear. And I know my mom meant well and love her to death. God bless her soul. She's my mom left me about a little over a month ago. And but I was her baby, and she held me dear to her. And she was married twice, and her first husband died, and then she married my dad. So I was her baby, and I was my daddy's only. And so I know they did that to trying to protect me. They held me so close until the point where I developed fear. That I didn't, didn't think I could do this and do that and do the other. And so, but if I could tell my younger self that I would say, Mary, you can do it. You can do all things through Christ's strength is you. You can do it. You are smart. You were talented. You can do it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And you are all those things, smart and talented, and you can do it. Absolutely. All right. Who's going next?
I can say that was probably instilled in most of us as African American, as a people, just a fear. The parents, they wanted to make sure that we were disciplined, but sometimes it turned into something else where we did not have the confidence that we have today.
Yes.
And that's why when I think of the slow and steady, that we don't always have to say when you're 18, 19, or 20, I'm going to be this. Sometimes it takes time to develop your personality, your perseverance. But when you're born with that confidence and you're born as a giver, somehow, some way, it will take you to that destiny. And I look at all of the women on this panel today, and there are so many more of us out there. And that's what I would just say to anyone. You don't necessarily have to define exactly who you are and what you want when you're a certain age. But if you have confidence and you allow yourself to grow and allow yourself to just become, you will find that passion, and it will lead you to your destination.
And I would just add just to that, that was so beautifully said, Sabrina, is because it is okay to fail. It's just not okay not to try. And that's what I would tell myself.
Absolutely.
Because we never lose. We either win or we learn, but we never lose. And so that's what I would tell my 18, 20-year-old self. So I could overcome some of that fear and that we talked about that was kind of a part of where we were during that time in our life. So.
Mine was work and live with intention. Everything you do, everything you learn, every mistake, make it work for you and allow it to be wisdom for you in your future endeavors. Because like you said, we all make mistakes. We're very young, and we learn from those things. We take those things and we make it work. I always laugh at this. I don't know if you guys ever seen this show or not. It was the 5 Heartbeats. And they were on stage one day and they just danced and everything and ducked and the bug was arguing. And so at the end of it, the guy said, "Don't go out there and get them, just let them be." They was fighting on the stage. He said, "No, we're gonna use it." So the next time they had a show, they took that piece of the show that happened and they put it into the show. He said, "Teach them how to use everything." Even though they made a mistake on stage, they made a fumble, he turned around, added to the next show, it became a success. So just because you make a mistake in life, just because something didn't go right means nothing. Turn it around, use it for your good. You know, make it better, make it work for you. And use wisdom as you move forward.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you. And then, so I'm going to lead into the next question is, what knowledge would you impart to the next generation?
I'll
Michelle.
say,
Go ahead.
okay. I'll say, find women who you can model after, because like I said before, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes people in your life, the people who have shown you success and you can see success through them, it's just a roadmap for you. So many women in my life, I didn't really have a lot of growing up. You know, I didn't have a lot of. I have any sisters, a lot of role models. But the Lord sent me so many wonderful, successful women in my life to be role models. You know, so some helped me here, some helped me there, some helped me come up with names for a business. You know, some were just went through historical times, where, taught you how to fight through, being a woman in corporate America. Being a woman, period, teaching you how to have class, teaching you how to have business etiquette, just teaching you about, just being a woman, period. And just surround yourself around people and women who you can model yourself after. You can have your own personality, you can still be yourself. But sometimes you need that fine tuning. And sometimes you can get that from different people, different women in your life. And I found that to be so good for me, just having so many different types of women from different avenues, different places in life to kind of help me find my place and find a balance. That's really helped me.
I think that was well said. Just surrounding yourself with love, positivity, paying attention. And when we talk about relationships, building relationships with people that you would not necessarily find yourself around, because those are sometimes some of the folks that you'll learn some things from, but never doubt who you are and what you want. But when you're surrounded by love and surrounded by positive people, they will help extract those things from you, and it just allows you to soar.
And I think for me, the only thing I've said everything so beautifully already is just always remember and know your why you're doing this every day, and what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to give to others. because that helps you get through the tough moments, remembering your why. The other thing I would say is it's important sometimes to make people decisions and not money decisions all the time. Because if you make good people decisions, the money will follow. Because as Sister Sabrina said, it's about the relationships. Understanding what is your marketing and your brand, what do you want people to know and think of as soon as they hear your business, and being consistent with that, because consistency is very important, because it will speak for you when you're not even around. I went to the Walt Disney School of HR many years ago, and they told a story of Walt Disney going to his theme park one day and riding a particular ride all day from sun up to sundown, because one important piece to the experience of Walt Disney was that everybody got the same experience. And so it's important to have that consistency. And I think Sister Sabrina talked about that, because people want to know what they're going to get when they come to you and seek your business out. And they want to get that over and over and over again. So those would be some of the things that I would share, and knowledge with others that are thinking about starting their business.
I would say, to the generation, number one, put God first. And if you have a dream, go for it. Don't be afraid of failure. And if you do, if you fall, get up. It's okay. We learn from our mistakes. But, if you have a dream, go for it. Work hard, pray about it, work hard, and just go after God. It's God that put it in your heart. And again, pray about it and just follow your dreams. It's what I did when I growing up in a little town that Michelle Outlaw and I grew up in. We didn't have a bakery. And so I remember the first time I saw a decorated cake, it was just like somebody showed me $1 million, and I was young at the time, but it never left me. It never left me. And so tell the younger generation, just again, put God first and just go after your dreams.
Thank you. Miss Rita, I don't hear you. I see you talking.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I would add everything Mary, Kim, Sabrina, and Tanya had to say, I had in mind, but also I would say remain open and teachable, find a good mentee, which was mentioned, and like-minded people. Surround yourself around like-minded people. Be a mentee and find a good mentor. And I have a good friend that always says, she tells her children, if you are the smartest one in the bunch, then you need to find some more friends, somebody else that you can learn from, that know a little bit more than yourself.
Great, thank you. And so, ladies, tell me, I know each and every one of you is extremely busy. How do you maintain a work-life balance?
Dr. Outlaw, I would like to say, for balance, I listen to a lot of personal development and I try to learn from other people, but also consistency, goal setting, my calendar. If I don't look at my calendar, I'm overbooking, or I'm supposed to be here or there and I might be somewhere else. So I've learned to keep my calendar. And I'm a visual person. So phone calendars are good, but I have to write mine down. So I keep a calendar, and I work on consistency and try to continue to do self-evaluations to find that balance. And I find that if I'm getting off balance, I catch it very quickly. And sometimes I'll just retreat. I'll go somewhere by myself and take care of Rita, and then I'm okay.
Right, very good.
I think I'm still learning because I don't know, like you ladies, you probably work in your business full time every day. I still have an outside job and you know, working for other people and to try to do my business. And then I have church. You know, I'm now in the ministry, you know, at my church. It can be difficult, but somehow by the grace of God, I'm able to do it. Like the last lady, I guess I'm pretty good with memory. I don't have to jot a lot of things down. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. It's just me. It's what works for me. But somehow, by the grace of God, I make it work. You know, I try not to overbook, but I'm able to, you know, remember what I have to do along with my activities I have at church. So it's just for me, the grace of God is by memory. Every once in a while I have to write something down, but not a lot. I'm not saying it won't change, but grace of God.
Yeah, for me, definitely the organization is key. I too work full time. But I work full time at home, and I also have my business here at home. So I am thankful that those two are at least at the same location. So I'm thankful for that. But it is important that and then of course all my church responsibilities, which are very important to me as well, and being active and participating in that. It's just been a blessing for the last several years because with COVID was a blessing with all that because it just made it a little easier to have everything at one location. But again, I think organization, just knowing what I need to do for the week. And I try to use Friday night, Saturday for my planning and getting everything done. So I will have some time where I don't have to do anything because it is important to have that mental break and taking that time just to decompress and to just take care of yourself as well. So I think planning is a big key to being successful and making sure you get it all done and keep it all in harmony. Sometimes balance is a little harder, but I try to keep everything in harmony together.
Great. I love that harmony. Love it.
Very well said. Delegation is a word that comes to me when I think about all of the things that we have on our plate, whether it's catering, a cafeteria line, bulk cooking, HR, payroll, accounting. So sometimes when I say the words, I just think, how do we get it done? But it's always a we. I had to make sure that I have an accountant, that I call her my manager. I give her the responsibility and she's learned how to finish my sentences. And I'm listening to some of the ladies who cater. I mean, we have a full room that can hold up to 60 people for special events. But what I don't do, I don't want to overbook us. I'm closed on Monday and I'm closed on Saturday, and people can't believe that I'm closed Saturday. But it gives my staff, I work 6 days a week, but I get the 1 day off, and that's Saturday. But I give my chef 2 days off a week. So that when he comes back, he's refreshed. When we're getting calls for catering and projects, we have to take notes. We have to follow through. So my iPad, I call that the baby. Like I have to have the baby with me at all times so that I can send the invoices and the quotes and keep up with the notes. And all that being said, it's still difficult, but as long as I have the team around me, I feel like there's nothing we can't accomplish.
I
Great, thank
completely
you.
agree with you with delegating the task. Because I was one of those people who I felt like, if I don't cook it, it ain't gonna be right. Or if I don't do it, it's not gonna be right. Then I found out, the hard way that I was just killing myself. That was just nonsense. So what I had to learn to do, I had to train people, train them, and try to just still good values. I had a young man working with me for years, and now he can do it, and I feel comfortable walking away and letting him do it. He'll come to me and say, "Taste this. It'll taste right. I need to fix this." They'll come and say, "Is the tea right?" You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn this one thing, that I don't need to know. I don't have to do everything. I just need to know people who do, and people I trust. With my business, trust with my finances, trust with my thoughts, trust to do invoices, trust to do quotes. If I'm giving them the information that they need and setting them up for it, then I can do, and I can get some of these things done. So delegating tasks and having the right people, like you said, having a good team really makes a difference. I worked with this company one time, and it said recognizing good people and knowing they're the key to your success. So recognizing the people that you have around and training them and believing in them, allowing them to take ownership and pride in the same thing that you do. You're getting a great result from that. And they want to do it. They want to do it good. They want to do it for you. They're proud to work for you. They're proud to do things for you. So that's how I find myself balancing out my life, so that I could take a break. I could say, go to the grocery store, because I'm so used to picking it out myself. I want to do it myself. But I had to train people to do that, and now they do that, and it makes my life so much easier. So I definitely agree with you on delegating. And I looked you up, Taste the Triad. I looked you up because I was like, I think, do I know her? I live in Winston, so I'm like, do I know her? I wanted to tell you, although we were doing the live before, I went online, I saw your stuff, I thought it was amazing. I can't wait to get over and taste it and see you in person. I love you working with other chefs, learning new ideas, I love food. That's my favorite, it's my passion. I want to do nothing else. This is it for me. But I'm definitely gonna get over and support your business. I'm definitely getting over, because I love good food. And I don't always want to cook. So I'm coming over.
I'm listening to everybody. I want sweets. I need to work out. I need nutrition. I'm thinking, hello, can I get everybody's business card? But this is what the fellowship, this is what we need as women. Sometimes we do our own thing. And LaShonda Miller is probably how I was introduced to this panel tonight. And my cousin introduced me to her when we were out to dinner. And that's where I met Ebony Warfield, the first African-American chef at Six and Vine. So I find all these pockets, and I love building these relationships, especially with women, because we really can change the world if we come together the way that we're starting to.
Absolutely. And that's why I was saying that, Charismata 365, flowing in your grace gifts. And this is the space where ministry and business thrive, because that's why I wanted to do this and to celebrate you all and recognize you during this Women's History Month, but beyond, so that we can come together, that we can celebrate one another, like I was saying, that we will lean on one another, because each of our businesses can touch and connect. And like what Coach Kim was saying earlier, her koinonia, that's what the koinonia is about. And so that's how she started with her introduction and her mission. And so I want everyone who's listening, everyone on Facebook, everyone on Zoom, and everyone who's going to see this broadcast later, I want them to utilize what you do, what your services are. I want you all to come together, all of us to come together. Because see, here's what I was thinking too. I was thinking I'm going to go to Taste of the Triad. I'm going to go over to Southern Style Elegance, and I'm going to have some really good food, you know, to make myself feel good. I'm going to stop by Today's Nutrition and get me some shakes and some teas. And then I'm going to go to Gina because I know that she has those cakes and those, like I told y'all last night, she was teasing me with these chocolate covered strawberries, and I'm going to eat them all. And then I'm coming over to Coach Kim to get all the calories burned off. You know, and that's what we have to do. And so that's what this is all about. And, you know, so I had a panel last week, and it was businesses that feed the soul. And you all I dubbed as businesses that feed the body. Next week, we're going to have businesses that feed the spiritual. And then the fourth week in the month, we're going to have businesses that water your business. And I need all of you to come together because I can see how each and every one of you can support one another. So let's keep it, even after tonight, let's keep this going. And, you know, what are we going to leave for the next generation of women? What have we learned? You know, what have we learned so that the generations coming behind us won't have to try and figure it out? We can be that roadmap for them that makes their lives easier and gets them to the next level. Okay. What can we do right now that enhances each and every one of our business? Because we can all, again, help one another in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And, you know, like you said, you know, Sabrina, you know, you're right. LaShawn said, you got to talk to Sabrina. And I'm like, okay, great. You know, and we were going to come over to your restaurant a couple of weeks ago. We didn't get to make it, but we're coming. We're on our way. You know, so I can see how we all connect. So I want you to make sure that you stay connected and that you support one another, because we only have exciting things to go for. So after, you know, the Women's History Month is over, this March is over, let's make sure we stay connected. And I have some ideas, so let's get together. I'm gonna tell you all about them.
All right.
Okay.
Right. And so we only have a few minutes left because I promised that I'm going to end at 8:30 because I know that you're extremely busy and you're tired. You all have been working all day. What types of help do you think that you could give or support to a new entrepreneur? Or what advice could you give a new entrepreneur? And we'll take about 30 seconds each because it's at 8:28.
I would say, remember that there's no mistakes, lessons learned, just learn and continue to push toward your goal, figure it out. Somebody has the answers. So I would just say no mistakes, lessons learned, and make sure you continue to strive for the end goal.
Thank you.
We said that word relationship, we've said mentee, we've said mentor. And I have a few mentees under me, and I will have brunch and I will have dinner with them as often as possible, just so that I can listen and make sure that they feel heard. They have someone to bounce their ideas off of and introduce them to people that can help them further themselves with their goals.
Me, you know, don't be afraid of failure, you know, mistakes. We can all make mistakes, but this is how we learn. So just go for it. Don't be afraid. Learn from your mistakes. When we fail, just get up and try it again.
Yeah. And I would say just, you know, walk in your gift. God has given us all just that one thing that we need to make our impact that he needs us to make here. And just walk in that gift and be bold about it. And just know that you have people around you that are praying for you and supporting you.
Stay focused.
Stay focused. That's it. So thank you, ladies, so much. So this has been an enjoyable evening for me. So remember, Charismata 365, it is flowing in your grace gifts 365 days a year. It is the space where ministry and business thrive. And so thank you, ladies, because all of you feed our bodies and you feed it well. And we know that we need healthy bodies to live. We have to eat to live. We have to exercise. We have to take care of it. We only have one temple. So let's everyone take care of it. Everybody, please patronize these ladies. We have Coach Kim, K3 Health, Mary Thompson, The Sweet Spot by Gina. We have Sabrina Wingo, Taste of the Triad, Rita Barr, Today's Nutrition, and Tanya Sutherland, Southern Style Elegance, Catering and Design. We want you to be prosperous, ladies, and I ask each and every one of you listening to please support these businesses because they are doing great works. They are flowing in their grace gifts 365 days a year. So thank you for joining. Please come back next week, another panel of phenomenal women. Next week is businesses that feed the spiritual. So have a great weekend, everybody, and take good care of yourself. Love you much.